dealing with parents is just challenging in general. We have a strict, parents away from the dugout policy. You're not allowed to stand near the dugout. You're not allowed to coach your kid in games. And we actually have a 24-hour policy to where if there's a parent on top of your coaching staff or your players and they want to discuss something, 24 hours later, we have no problem sitting down and doing it. But in game, right after the game, so we definitely feel your pain there, because I've been there before where, you've got the Monday morning quarterback sitting in the stands and they want to just tell you everything that you did right and did wrong. Meanwhile, you're doing the right thing by giving your player an opportunity there. You're up a couple runs, like you said, and you're just trying to coach her up and make her feel confident. In practice, one thing I like to do, because I have several players that will look really good in practice, they'll make the plays, but then when there's a runner or there's a high pressure situation, they tense up a little bit and they make bad throws. So I try to create as much chaos and game-like situations in practice as possible. I'll get a stopwatch. I'll do stopwatch infield, outfield, so where players have X amount of time to get the ball to first base. Sometimes I see it takes the thinking out of it, right? They don't have time to worry about what their arm looks like or how pretty their throw is going to be. They just know, I have to get this ball to first base in 4 seconds or less. So they make the play, they set their feet, and they go. Sometimes all the extra things, parents screaming one, or, a coach screaming, take your time, whatever it might be, that's when a player starts to panic and freak out and make a bad throw. So put runners at home plate, create situations in practice, use the stopwatch, try to just create, as much of a game-like atmosphere as you can at practice. And I think, once they get out there in the game, they're just playing, right? You put pressure on them in practice. That's our time to develop and coach them up. And game time's their time to just go and let it fly. And one message I always send our players is that we will never get on you for making a physical error in the game. And physical errors, I mean striking out, walking a batter, making an error at shortstop. Those things happen. It's part of the game. The mental errors is what we get frustrated with, not knowing a sign, not knowing where to go with the ball when it's hit to you, certain things like that. But I think you're doing all the right things. Maybe just have that talk with your parents and say, listen, while we're out there, I'm trying to do what's best for the team. I'm trying to coach these kids, but it's challenging when you've got 7 different voices coming from the stands and kids don't know what to do. And I know you've seen it before, right? Ball's hit to the second baseman. You got one dad yelling 2, you got the other dad yelling 4, and the other dad yelling 1, and the kid's just standing there and he didn't throw it. So, right? Because it's like everybody's trying to play a video game and make that player do what they want or what they think should happen, instead of letting them learn on their own. Let them develop a baseball or softball IQ and knowing the pace of the ball, knowing the pace of the runner, and where the play should go. So, I think you're doing all the right things right there. Maybe try implementing the 24-hour policy. It's one thing that we love. And, respectfully, I try to tell our parents, go hang down the line, go sit in the bleachers, enjoy watching your kid play. And, we promise that we have, their best interests at heart, and we're going to do whatever we can to get them better. But it does make it challenging when they're trying to make mom or dad happy and their teammates happy and not let their coaching staff down.
Plus, a part of this that I love, Coach McNeil, is it says, I felt it was more beneficial to try and let her prove to herself that she could actually do it. Thankfully, she was able to. So maybe she made a couple errors, maybe she threw a couple away, but you stuck with her and you got her through that. And who knows how good she's really going to be now because of it, right? You could have put one of those other kids out there that are better. They get a ground ball and they throw it over the first baseman's head. Like, you have to do what you think is right as a coach, and you, by sticking by that player, got them to get a little confidence. She started doing a great job, and now you work through something. That's what a coach is. So it's easy to be a parent in the sidelines, and after every time a mistake is made, oh my gosh, why is he still pitching? Oh my gosh, why is he at third? Well, he just made an error. Oh my gosh, why are they bunting? Because he popped it up. Well, knowing the result after the fact is much easier to coach. Why'd you do that after you know that something bad happened, opposed to, oh, they got a great bunt down. Now what are you saying? Great job? Or that girl, all of a sudden, now she's making diving catches and throwing them out. It's like, oh, okay, well, just do what you do as a coach, like Steve said, and, keep building them up.